Most people think their job is to finish today's work, but excellence begins when you see how the work flows as a whole, not just what the work is. Welcome back to EPC Sadhana and welcome to episode 2 of series 1. Today we are going to discuss an important topic: process thinking, how to shift the EPC mindset. This episode reveals the fundamental shift, moving from reactive task thinking to strategic process thinking, the mindset that separates struggling EPC teams from high performing ones. Let me ask you something: whose responsibility it is to ensure processes are implemented? It is not just the responsibility of process custodian or process owner or management, but it is the responsibility of each of the employee in the organization. Whether you are an engineer or you are a project in charge, you might be working in a project site or in head office. You might be part of support function or part of the core team. Process excellence is joint effort and collective ownership. In most EPC companies, people operate with a task mindset. What I mean is, we often hear, I sent the drawing, I followed up, I finished my work. This is what the task mindset is. They focus on activities, firefighting, and closing daily issues. Let us be frank, how many of you seen a leader or a project in charge saying, let us handle this on priority in some or other way and we will see the rest later, देखा जाएगा, or अभी time नहीं है, now we don't have time for all the process. Imagine if a leader who's supposed to be ambassador of creating the process culture choosing such shortcuts. Of course, that approach might be solving the problem for time being, that is short-term fix, but might lead to a long-term adoption of such task-based thinking rather adopting process thinking. We often face such scenarios because most of the times we intend to bring change and move towards process-based working, but very few actually convert that into a daily routine, a sustained implementation with a right mindset across the organization. Let us do a quick comparison of what project thinking versus process thinking looks like. Engineers thinking is, I have achieved today's progress versus my role is very critical and I contribute to both top line and bottom line and overall success or failure of the project. I am responsible as I am the frontline warrior dealing with the labor, machinery, subcontractors. In case of a procurement lead, the project thinking would be something like, I've closed the PO versus process thinking is like, I am the one who helped the organization in protecting the margins, identifying, onboarding, and sustaining the relationships with the vendors, support project teams in getting quality material at the right time, design in charge, submitted the designs and drawings versus purpose of the project is directly linked to the designs that what I deliver. I contribute to the bottom line by doing value engineering, going extra mile and proposing alternate solutions for operational ease while ensuring the overall project purpose intact. A HR manager, interview scheduled, offer released versus I am the one who provide the right manpower at right time for the right job and these employees are the one who handles the organization, so on and so forth. This shift is not just for individuals, but the shift is needed in the organization as a whole and start recognizing the importance of each and every role. Project thinking and process thinking. Both are required in EPC. But in EPC projects, currently the project thinking is around 70% versus process thinking is 30%. This imbalance creates the whole problem. Why EPC struggle with the shift? Because EPC culture is built on urgency, last minute firefighting, adjust and manage mentality, people dependency. In this environment, people don't think about the flow, they think about survival. But survival is not success. Success comes from repeatability, predictability, and visibility. I am emphasizing this point repeatedly to make it more relevant and correlate with our day to day working so that we all might appreciate the need for shift in EPC mindset. Understanding and accepting such shift is very crucial, and we all shall start practicing such shift with immediate effect. And that's going to be the foundation for all our future episodes. We are here not just to learn some framework or concepts, but to practice and achieve EPC excellence. Imagine a highway. Cars move smoothly when each one follows a system, that is lanes, signals, speed limits. But imagine a highway where everyone drives their own way. Some follow rules, some don't. Some jump signals, some change direction. That's how not all but many EPC projects run today. Everyone doing their best individually, but the overall flow suffers. Process thinking is about traffic discipline inside your company, not control but clarity. Let us understand five big shifts EPC must make. They are: shift 1, activity based; 2, outcome based. What is activity based? I send the PO to the vendor. In this case, task is checked, work seems to be done, but nothing has actually advanced. Whereas in outcome based thinking, vendor acknowledged PO or not, confirmed material availability is there or not, and whether vendor committed to honor the delivery timelines. Clear evidence of forward movement in the procurement process. Shift 2, my work to linked work. What is my work? In EPC project, no task exists in isolation. Every deliverable connects to upstream inputs and downstream dependencies. Understanding this dependency transforms how teams coordinate and execute. Like tender feeds design, design drives procurement, procurement enables execution, and execution triggers billing. Shift 3, follow up culture to system triggered culture. Manual follow ups are symptoms of missing systems. When teams spend time chasing updates instead of executing work, the process has failed. But whereas system triggered culture means when system track deadlines and escalate issues, team focus on delivery instead of coordination. Shift 4, people based to process based thinking. Good processes don't replace people, they amplify capability, reduce errors, and enable teams to scale confidently. Organizations should run on processes, not on people. Shift 5, fixing problems to fixing root cause. Quick patches address immediate pain but leave underlying problems intact. But whereas systematic analysis that traces issues back to gaps in workflows, templates, or approvals results in fixing the root cause. Process thinking reshapes leadership roles across the organization. Leaderships move from reactive control to proactive system, enabling teams to deliver with consistency and confidence. Here now the question is not whether to embrace process thinking, but how quickly you can transform your operations to capture these benefits. If you believe EPC companies can work smarter, not just harder, and wants to continue your sadhana of excellence, join me. This is our journey from firefighting to excellence. Stay tuned to EPC Sadhana with GK. See you soon in episode 3, series 1.